Good morning, everyone. Today is July 23rd, and it is Marie and I's 38th wedding anniversary today. And a few days ago, I posted on here regarding faith being a substance and referenced Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, which many followers of Christ use to define faith, with a long list of examples throughout the Old Testament as examples. And I would encourage you to read that. But basically, what it says is now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. As followers of Jesus, believers in God are always asked how you can believe in something you can't see. How do you know that He is real? And to be honest, it's very hard to explain. Critics and other non believers or people at different levels of their faith demand proof of this thing called faith. And it's very difficult to satisfy them and give them a tangible answer because they would have to have faith. That being said, I'd like to give you an example from my life, a very tangible testimony on how I exercised this and saw Hebrews 11:1 become a reality in my life. On Thursday, October 4th, I asked Jesus into my life and I was born again. I was single at the time and I was going through some rapid life changes before that. I had a bad drinking problem and I had earned a DUI and had lost my license and my car. And I figured there's just no way I'm ever going to find anybody to date in the state I was in. And it would be best to put dating on the shelf and work on becoming a better me so I would have something good to offer somebody in the way of a relationship. So I quit dating and went off the market, so to speak, for 2 years to retool my life. One day I decided it was time and I wanted to start looking again. But since I didn't have a car and I still had 2 years to go on a revocation, I knew it would be very difficult to find a woman that would be understanding of that and be willing to walk through that with me. And I didn't really want to date in the conventional means because I'd already done that and it just didn't work. And I was absolutely in wife finding mode. And I really didn't know how to go about this. So one day at work, I was working on the night shift, and in our parking lot were these hay bales out back because they were doing construction. I would go back out there, lay on the hay bales at night, and I would gaze up at the stars and commune with God and seek His direction in my life, specifically concerning this. And I would ask the Lord, how am I ever going to find this gal? I have no car, I have a bad past, and probably a questionable future in that regard. And then out of the blue, I felt God speaking in my heart, and He said, stop praying about finding this person. Stop thinking and praying about your situation. Start praying for her. She's alive today. She went to work. She has a family that you're going to soon meet. She may have a child. You may become a father. She may have been through a divorce and she may be carrying a lot of pain through that. The child as well may have pain and confusion in their life because of the divorce. She's alive tonight and sleeping. It was 1:30 in the morning because I was on my lunch break on the night shift. Start to pray for her, not about finding her. And I tell you the truth, I just about fell off that hay bale. It was so real. It was so tangible that my wife, who I was hoping for, was actually alive in the moment. And she now became the evidence of what I couldn't see. I knew she was there and I was blown away. I began to believe that I was going to find her and get married. I started to pray for her when I woke and throughout the day. Lord, wherever she is, I ask that you bless her. I pray for her, Jesus, that you would just touch her life, that you would bless her in her job, in her family. I started to pray for her family. I asked that the Lord would prepare her heart to meet me. I prayed for her children, if there were to be any. And I asked the Lord to start to draw me and her into an encounter. And if she's single, that's fine. But if she's divorced, be with her and comfort her. And it must be so hard for her to go through this, and if she had a child, to be carrying that with her. Bless her children wherever they are. And I just became very aware that this person I was seeking was out there. I got off those hay bales and went back into work, and I knew my life was going to change again. Every day, all day throughout the day, I would pray for her with anticipation because I knew she was there. I understood Hebrews 11:1 tangibly, and it became personal to me. I could feel it. I could see it in my spirit, in my soul. I just couldn't see her yet. I was literally walking around stores in anticipation at church, looking at waitresses, people I would pass, women that I would pass on the street or out shopping. And anytime I ever met with or engaged with somebody that I felt was in that range, and I don't mind saying somebody that was pleasant on the eyes, I would look at them in the eye and I would, are you the one? No, nothing. Next. It was actually very odd because, well, it was just odd. I'm a bit weird at times, but in this case, I got it. And my faith was that it was going to come to pass. And so I was looking for that spark. Anyway, fast forward, I couldn't put a date on it. I couldn't really quantify it in terms of the calendar. I'd have to go back and walk through that. But that's how I proceeded over the course of the next few weeks and maybe a couple months. I walked with anticipation because the substance that I was hoping for, to find a wife, to find a partner, somebody to spend my life with, had become a reality because I knew that she was out there in existence, and it was just a matter of time before we would come together. And in short, that's kind of how we met. There's a part 2, 3, and 10 on how we got together, which is pretty cool as well. But I just wanted to share that with you because faith is tangible. It can be very tangible. Faith can create miracles. It can create, it can bring into existence what is already there. And I wanted to just share this with you to bless you today, to kind of tag team onto my post from a few days ago where I talked about substance abuse and faith and how in my life I've traded one substance for another. And I hope you're blessed by it. And I just pray that you have a wonderful day today and that the Lord bless you in all that you set your hand to do. And God bless you. I love you and have a wonderful day.